repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible
I can hear
or
you,
hidden,
fine.
and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment
1, 2,
to give
3,
you
4,
complete
5.
trust in the repair of your vehicle, no
It's
matter
fine.
the size
1, 2,
of the job.
3.
Colorworks
Okay.
is located at 1206
Do you want
4th
to
Street
start
in
it?
Barling.
It doesn't
Across
matter.
from
You
Dollar
can't if you
General
want.
Sound better
and is
than
on
me, or you
Facebook,
want me
where you
to?
can check out their work.
You can start it.
All right.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
So you just searched what should the Chuck and Bo show talk about today?
Yep.
I'm dead.
Number 2, Chuck Barrett's legacy after his passing.
Reflect on the late Chuck Barrett's impact on Arkansas sports broadcasting, especially poignant since his death earlier this month on February 2nd, 2025.
I'm going to take a minute to talk about my friend Chuck, who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Chuck had a big heart.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Alive and well in the Music City. Good morning. Welcome in. Bo's in the studio. I'm on the road with the Razorbacks. We got a ball game late tonight. Like, I don't know, 15 hours from now.
It's just
And,
like there's a whole
hard
couple,
to
like 2
believe,
weeks
isn't it?
from now, we'll play the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna
so,
be at that arena tonight, feeling like the show you did this morning was days ago.
Oh, I know. I'm probably 2 naps away from tip-off time tonight. I mean, it could. Who knows how it's going to go? It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day for everybody. Trying to get ready. Just trying to get ready to go to the arena late tonight.
You know, I got up this morning, Chuck, and I started immediately thinking about time management. Like, how am I going to manage to the end of this game tonight? And
I've thought about
you
that.
know, I don't know if everybody's like that. I think a lot of people are probably like, well, it's going to be a little bit later night. But for people who get up really early, and I know there are some right now listening, and they're probably wondering exactly how they're going to manage this tonight as well. And it's like I considered the idea that what would it be like if I just came in the morning and I let everyone else tell me what happened last night? I'm considering it. Because the great thing about doing this show is you're at the game. The bad part about doing this show is you won't be here in the morning to tell me about it because you're not going to get back until 3 o'clock in the morning. And so it's going to be one of those deals where, Chuck it's a game time decision.
We'll just have to see.
It's a game time
We'll just
decision.
have to see.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't sprain your ankle.
Get back by 2. If we get back by 2, I'll be in.
Okay. Well, see, he's already got it figured out.
No, I've been planning.
Yeah, for weeks, actually. Now, how are you getting on and off the court? Do you have a safe, like, up to the court level, back down to the where are you broadcasting from? Because this court at Vanderbilt, as we all know, if you ever watched a game there, is different than any other court in the league.
Well, the benches are on the ends. They're on the baselines. That's the thing that you notice first. In terms of our spot, when you look at the television screen in the top right-hand corner, if you were to move past that, another 10 feet or so, we're down in like an orchestra pit. Eye level is like with the floor, which is kind of up on a stage in Vanderbilt. So we look up to call the game at Vanderbilt. It's kind of strange.
So when you're out there pregame saying hi to all the celebrities, I'm sure Morgan Wallen will seek you out tonight, and Dirks Bentley and whoever else has a bar
Already got it planned.
in Broadway. Like however you exit the court back down to your position, please don't sprain your ankle, as you told us about from years ago when you used to shoot layups before games and ended that career. By twisting your ankle coming off the
I did
floor.
shoot a layup on the way out of the arena last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was big.
Did
It was
you?
epic.
How did it feel?
Well, it felt awkward, just to be very honest. Hadn't done it in a while. I made it. Don't get me wrong. But it felt awkward. Actually, It was an ugly layup. It rattled around.
Yeah.
And finally rolled in.
Yeah, it doesn't, your legs leave you. When you don't play basketball for a
Everything
long
leaves you.
time. Well, but you can.
You guys are still young.
You can have the
I am
shooting
not.
motion, but like there's no base to it. Like the from the ground up is how the shot occurs. And like if you don't have any legs, it just when it comes out of your hand, it doesn't come out like it feels like it should come out because you don't have any legs. It's like there's nothing behind the shot and you're kind of surprised and you got to I got to actually think about this. I got to bend my knees and I'm going to have to push up. And, people were listening now, they're just going to want to grab a ball today and go to a park.
Oh, I was thinking about it. All that was running through my mind was Nolan saying beef.
Yeah.
And, I've got the ball. I'm walking up to the rim, and I'm thinking beef. And
We
all I
shoulda-
could remember was
yeah.
elbow. I couldn't remember anything else.
We should have had you
So I kept my elbow
download
in.
that video.
I should've.
Balance. Eyes.
Balance. That was
Elbow.
it.
Follow through.
There you go. That's beef.
That's what got me was the balance part.
Follow through. Once again, beef. Once again, beef.
So all I could think of was elbow, and I knew that wouldn't get the job done.
I love it. That is so good. Yeah, you got to did you think about that on the layup? So you had a little coaching, internal coaching. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
All day long yesterday, I'm thinking, I'm going to shoot a layup tonight. I've been listening to Nolan talk about beef and Pete Maravich and all that stuff. I think I'm ready.
The whole flight there.
It's like
That's what
watching
you
an
were thinking.
instructional video in the summer on golf. It's like 11 o'clock at night. You think, man, I figured the game out. I'm watching this video. I've got it down. And then you go out the next day and you don't have it down.
Well, it helps you mentally though, and you can prepare. So well, at least you started with a shot. Before you know it, before the season's over, you'll have made 5 or 6, and so there's something there.
I'll be shooting free throws before you know it, man.
But that we should we'll do that this summer. We'll have a free throw shooting
Have a
contest.
free
So
throw contest. See if anybody can make 5.
Right, and we'll do it for charity, and people can place bets on who's going to win. The 4 of us. It'll be, and the thing is, it'll be like nobody wants to finish last. That'll be the goal, right? And maybe the last place finisher has like one of these fantasy football loser bets going,
24 hours in a Waffle House.
Well, I mean, with something, but like that's a whole other show. Yeah. That like determining that's a whole other show.
That's right.
By the
What
way,
a show it would be.
Darinoka's coming up in a few minutes. Bart's cutout is in your seat today here in the studio.
Sweet.
Chuck's in Nashville for the Vanderbilt game that starts when?
About 10:30 tonight.
Eastern
It
time.
starts at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Central Time tonight.
It'll get pushed probably 10 minutes, so it's going to be after 9 o'clock, after bedtime for some of us, when the game begins tonight. And Adu Thero out again, officially, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Do we
He's
expect,
not here as far as I know.
do we have any reason to believe that Thero is coming back this year to play a game?
Well, I mean, all we've got is basically what they've said. They've said indefinitely. And, if you follow things, you know that indefinitely generally means a long time. Generally, that's what we're talking about.
So there's no reason to believe Thero. We're going to go on. We're going to talk as if Thero's not going to be back this year. I'm not making some
and I think
announcement.
that's what they have to plan for.
Yeah, I think that's where we are. Like if he comes back,
Right.
it'll be a surprise.
Right.
So here
I would
Arkansas
disagree
is.
with that.
I was thinking about this morning. I almost completely forgot. The Razorbacks were ranked to start the season, and they were in the top 25 for the early part of the season. That is I forgot. I was going to say a distant memory, but I had forgotten that they were even ranked. And now they're almost every bracketologist, anybody who writes about this stuff in college basketball nationally, has Arkansas in their last 4. They're still in the tournament. Pat Bradley told us last week he felt like if Arkansas were to win the Mississippi State game, just protect home, basically win one of these 3 remaining games, South Carolina at Vanderbilt, Mississippi State at home, that Arkansas would be in, barring something unforeseen or weird happening at the SEC tournament. And so now it's like, can they muster up a win in these last 2 games, maybe figure out a way to win 1 game in the SEC tournament we know they've been out with Boogie Flan, now without Adu Thero, which, again, we don't expect him back. We haven't heard definitively any sort of announcement to that, but as Chuck just described, and definitely kind of leads you to believe there's no return date in sight. So this is the team they have now. And is this team able to show some of the flashes we've seen in some of the previous games? We'll hit a break. Dari Nowkhah will join us next. We'll get into the rest of the league. Some college football stuff involving the SEC perhaps as well. As Chuck's, again, in Nashville. We're in studio. Now, look, today it's going to be windy later. We've got some rain working its way through the state. It's going to be cooler tomorrow, but today could be a little rainy and, in the 60s. If you're just kind of getting ready for the day, that's what you're in for. It's 6:12 on a Tuesday. Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I mean, I don't know if it's old or just like.
Well, the world's changing. It's like Bart said a little bit ago. When he summed it up in 2 words, I mean, things change.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good.
If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Boulding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Boulding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
If you live near Alex, Alma, Branch, Bloomer, Mountain Burg, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect Internet may be available to you right now. Wave is now serving a few non-member areas and adding more in the coming months. Check availability online. Sign up.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You backtrack as well as anybody out there. I mean, I got to give you credit for that. That is a seven-step drop. I will give you that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hopefully you're getting a tax refund, and if you are, it means the season of savings with Pascal. Get your home warm and comfortable now, or cool and comfortable now, and pay later when your tax return comes in. It's the smart way to stay comfortable without the upfront hit to your wallet. Check it out right now. GoPascal.com. Pascal Air, plumbing and electric, professional people, professional service, and great friends of the Chuck and Bo Show. As you well know, Chuck's in Nashville. He's ready to call tonight's game that starts, in the middle of the night. Like it's so late. It's 9 o'clock for Dari.
An overnight game.
Dari Noko, the SEC Network, the face of the SEC Network, joining us now from Charlotte, where it's Eastern time. Dari, it's going to be like after 10 o'clock your time when Arkansas plays. I don't know your schedule tonight. Are you on SEC now? Are you going to be in the studio, or are you going to be comfortably on your couch watching?
You know what, buddy? I'm going to be in none of those places because at around 5 o'clock, I'm making the 2-hour drive to Greenville for the women's tournament.
Okay.
I'm hosting our in-arena coverage, the 2-day sessions, Wednesday and Thursday.
That went 0 for 2 right there.
Yeah, you 0 for 3, actually. I think you said in studio, heck, maybe 0 for 2. I don't know. But, yeah, so I'm going to head to Greenville. So I will be watching it from my hotel room in Greenville, South Carolina.
Hey, Greenville's a great place. That's a great place to go. That's a great town. I like it. But
well, you know what's great about it is it's 2 hours away, which doesn't hurt either. So, nice little short road trip and hang out there for a couple days and head back home.
All right, this is a bubble situation for Arkansas. A lot of bracketologists have them firmly on the bubble. The last 4 in. Adu Thero out again. We know Boogie Flan's been out for 11 games. What are you expecting in this Vanderbilt-Arkansas game tonight? Vanderbilt's won their last 3, but both teams are 5-5 in their last 10.
I am so, first of all, these Arkansas is reason A1 that I don't bet. Because I don't have a damn clue what to think of these guys. What they showed up on Saturday as, and I know I'm not trying to knock South Carolina, obviously that's a better team than their record indicates, but frankly was an abomination, an embarrassment. Them and Texas both. I mean, those two laid, like I said on the show, I mean, they just laid unbelievably large eggs. And it's clearly the month of Easter, unless it's in April. Sure, hell, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know, man. I wish I knew. I wish I could predict what Arkansas would look like because I really like Vanderbilt, and I like them at home. I think they're a really tough matchup. They can shoot. They've got an interior presence. They hit the glass. They play their you-know-what's off. And in that building, they're especially tough. So unless they have some sort of a letdown after another emotionally charged win on Saturday against Missouri, I would expect Vanderbilt to take care of business tonight. But then Cal can sometimes just, pull this team into a place that surprises you. So I wouldn't bet on it, but my gut tells me take Vanderbilt, and Arkansas once again puts themselves in a difficult place.
Dari, can Arkansas get in if they split this week and win the first-round game in the conference tournament?
I wouldn't want to be in that position. I wouldn't want to be in that position, Chuck. As we get into championship week, teams that are on the bubble typically tend to slip off of it more than they pop into the right side of it because of all of the bid stealers around the country. And so I wouldn't want to be anywhere in that last 4 honestly, I wouldn't want to be in, if you're looking at Lenardi's bracketology, I wouldn't want to be anywhere in the last 4 byes or the last 4 in and feel comfortable. And that Arkansas squad, you know, if they split this week, they'll probably be right about where they are, last 4 in. And then they're probably going to play another bubble team like a Texas or an Oklahoma on Wednesday in Nashville. And that's, you're going to find 2 desperate teams right there. On a day, frankly, in Nashville, Chuck, that I can't wait to be a part of, because we could have 3 or 4 bubble teams playing in those 4 games. And that's something we haven't always had, or really ever had, obviously. So, no, I think if they split this week, I would say the same for Oklahoma, who I can't believe is still in that hunt. I would say the same for Texas. But if they split this week, I think they're going to have to win at least a couple of games in Nashville to even remotely feel comfortable watching that selection show.
Yeah, I was going to ask, if you just said this is why you're not Arkansas, and what happened on Saturday is another example of why you don't bet. Arkansas, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma. Who's your bet of those bubble teams to make it? And this is what's weird about that is because none of them are really playing well.
None of the above.
Well, and that's the thing. And then you're looking at what, 10 teams? 10 teams from the SEC after this talk of 13?
Could you imagine? But ultimately, like, I don't even really, think it matters how many get in. It's what they do once they're in. This is the year that I feel like we're a flop of a league if we don't get 2 in the Final Four, at least 1 playing on Monday night, and that team may have to win the whole thing to justify the greatness that's been heaped upon them over the course of the season. But I don't know. I mean, it's like they're all in very unfavorable positions. You look at those 4, who's playing the best ball right now? It's probably Georgia, which I thought was dead in the water a week ago. Dead in the water, and then they go and pop Florida and look good Saturday. So, man, I don't know. Like Oklahoma, what a mess they are. But they've lost 7 of 8, and they're still hanging around. They got Missouri at home tomorrow night. Like, they played well against Ole Miss. They played well against Kentucky. They just screwed it up at the end of the game. And I wouldn't look at them and say that's a team that couldn't beat Missouri tomorrow. I think they could. And then they've got maybe the biggest regular season game on Saturday of all of them against Texas. And so you've got bubble game tomorrow, bubble game, or not bubble, like a really beneficial opportunity tomorrow, clear bubble game on Saturday, and then they go into Nashville on Wednesday, and they'll either play at Arkansas or Texas again, another desperate team. Like, I don't know. This is so damn fun, but I wouldn't put a good solid guess on any of those teams. Obviously, they're not all 4 going to miss it. But who's playing the best of the bunch now? It's Georgia, and I said a week ago I wouldn't have put them in to save my life. So it's a risk to attach your name to any of these teams right now.
Chuck, Arkansas is a 6.5-point underdog tonight. It would be, an Arkansas fan would say it would be the most Arkansas thing for them to go play at South Carolina like they did and win on a buzzer beater tonight. I mean, it's every game.
Cover, but that's okay because who cares?
It's like these massive opinion swings, game to game. And then it's sort of like you take a step back and also try to remember it's about the big picture and the final tally at the end and your resume. Look, we talked about how tough this league is, and that's a narrative that started and we all just kind of went with it, and I think it's mostly true. Will we be surprised? Look, the tournament's it's a one-game scenario. Anybody can get hot. Anything can happen. We know that. But will we be surprised? Who will we be surprised at if they're not? Is there a couple, 2 or 3 teams that we'd be surprised if they're not in the Elite 8 or Final 4?
Oh, Auburn's that. Auburn is, in my estimation, far and above. Even though they lost to Duke a while back in Durham, that to me is the most consistent, the deepest, the most talented, the most athletic, the most veteran-laden. oh, by the way, let's throw in the freshman Tahad Pettiford, who's a superstar. Like, they've got everything. That's the team to me I look at. If they're not in the Final Four, it's a complete flop. Like, it is a complete collapse. They lost to Yale last year. Like, I cannot fathom what they'll have to listen to if that happens again this year. So Auburn is the team I think Florida's the second best team in the league, and I think that's a team that could very well be in the Final Four, should be in the final Elite Eight. I think Alabama should be in the Elite Eight as well, but the one team is Auburn. And if they're not in San Antonio, then despite the greatness of the season they've had, in the best year the SEC's ever had, to be sitting right now at 15-1 and all of that acclaim that they've earned and deserved, it would all go away if they're not in the Final Four this year.
Hey, Dari, I want to go back to something you said a minute ago. Next Wednesday in Nashville, first day of the tournament, we've kind of become conditioned to look at Wednesday as a throwaway day. That's when the really bad teams play. Now, as you said a minute ago, you got 4 games, and all of them are going to either send somebody to or with the exception of maybe 1 or 2. These are games that are going to either send somebody to the big dance or keep them home.
It's going to be a phenomenal day. You're right, Chuck. We get to Nashville, and I've always had to be in the arena that Wednesday night when, you're right. You got 4 garbage squads that are playing. There's nothing on the line.
Nobody's
the crowd
there.
is dead. Nobody's. It's awful. And we look forward to Thursday because Thursday's typically great. It's all going to be Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be as great as Thursday's ever been. Wednesday is going to be special. I can't wait. No, and the other thing is, we go into this tournament most years, frankly, like I'm going into the women's tournament tomorrow, where there's no bubble teams, or maybe 1 squad. This year, to have 4 teams squarely on the bubble adds to Wednesday's intrigue and drama. So the first ever Wednesday, we've got 4 games. I think maybe all 4 are going to have a bubble team involved. Every one of them is going to have a team that you don't count out because there is no traditional Missouri or Vanderbilt playing on Wednesday. You tell me South Carolina can't beat anybody that they'll play Wednesday? I mean, you know better than any of us, right? They can't. Nobody's walking into Wednesday chalking up a W without stepping on the floor first. And then again, we could have the head-to-head of clear bubble teams, an Arkansas OU, a Texas OU, an Arkansas Texas, a Georgia Arkansas Texas or OU. Like, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for Wednesday in Nashville, and I have never said that before.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's fun. I mean, it's great. Now, if you ever get a chance, if you haven't been to the SEC tournament, I'm glad they have it in Nashville. Nashville's a great spot to go watch it, be a part of a great long weekend of basketball. All right, Dari, one quick football question before we get out of here. The SEC is in the middle of just sort of politicking right now with the Big Ten and number of teams they should get in the playoff. And are we going to 14 teams instead of 12? And should they play 9 conference games? I think we got a lot of talk going on right now. What's your crystal ball prediction on where we are in a year or two with the SEC championship game? And just, do you have anything there? Or are you just kind of watching like the rest of us?
I'm really kind of watching, but I would believe the second that they expand the playoff to 14 or 16, which I do 100% believe will be the case in 26, there will be 9 SEC games. So I would expect 14 playoff teams, maybe 16, but certainly 9 conference games. I do think there will be another game that every SEC team will play against the Big Ten team. I do believe that happens.
Wow.
All in 26. As far as the conference championship goes, I don't know if they make major adjustments that soon, but it could come in time. So I would say traditional conference championship game, but 9 conference games, 16 playoff teams, if not 14, and a game against a Big Ten team. I think that's all stuff I feel pretty good about.
9 conference games and a game against the Big Ten, which means you've got 2 games that you can schedule cupcakes.
That's it.
That's it.
But again, but if you've got 4 guaranteed spots, which they also would be part of this equation, then I don't think they're as scared to do that.
All right, we're going to talk about that when we come back because the impact to Arkansas is different than maybe it is to Alabama or Georgia, for example. Dari, great stuff as always. Enjoy Greenville. Enjoy it. We'll be go ahead.
Guys, if I could.
For sure.
One more point of conversation if you guys haven't had it. We talked about this yesterday on Sirius a little bit. With the ACC's new financial plan, right, with the settlements that Clemson and Florida State have reached, where they start paying out based upon television ratings, here's to hoping that never happens in this league, because that's something that would negatively impact Arkansas as well. The Arkansas, Vanderbilts, Mississippi State, South Carolinas, Kentucky's. That's the concern there that I would be worried more about if you're Arkansas.
Well, if it does, at that point, for the first time ever, you consider leaving the SEC. Because, like, the reason not to, one of the biggest reasons has been that. Because the revenue sharing has been equal. So that would be that'd be fascinating.
And I don't think they'd go to that model because the SEC is in an advantageous position for everybody. And, you know, you start looking incredibly greedy if you're Alabama, if you're LSU, if you're Texas, and you start banging the table to get more than everybody else. And that's something the SEC's always been phenomenal about is we take care of our own. So I don't necessarily think it would ever happen, but you never say never anymore, and so I certainly hope it doesn't because that would really hurt a lot of programs, and I think ultimately hurt the league.
Dari Nowkhah, SEC Network, the face of the SEC Network. Catch him at the women's basketball tournament this week. Dari, thanks so much.
Thank you, Dari.
You got it, guys. Hey, have fun in Nashville tonight, Chuck. We'll be watching.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Dari. Appreciate you, man. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show. 6:33. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did. I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Discover the Stonebreaker Hotel, where handcrafted elegance meets modern comfort. Relax in beautifully designed rooms, or book your next reservation at the Stonebreaker Lounge and Restaurant, where you can satisfy cravings with fresh, seasonal takes on traditional favorites. Open daily from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, log on to stonebreakerhotel.com, located on Markham Road in Fayetteville, where you'll find the Stonebreaker Hotel and Restaurant.
There's nothing we enjoy saying more than I told you so.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Pitchers look pretty good. Getting quite a few strikeouts over the weekend. Good to see Kendall Diggs
You need
back
to
in
say,
there.
Coach, come on, work me out. That's
3
us
Up, 3 Down
stepping
is
through.
presented by
We've
River
won
Valley
3
Smile
of 4.
Center. Visit
I'll be honest with you, and I shouldn't have been
rivervalleysmiles.com
this
or give
way,
them
but
a
I
call
was
at
pissed about
479-646-0706.
Alabama because I thought we could beat them. And when I look at
That's
their
River
team,
Valley
I think
Smile
I got a
Center.
better
When you
team.
come
I
here,
do.
you become
And now
family.
we just got to take care of business. We got a
Saracen
lot
is
of games,
Arkansas's number
7
one
games
mobile
left.
app for placing
Can't do what you
sports
did in the
wagers.
first
There's
half.
big news in the
some of these
mobile
other
sports
games we're
betting
playing,
business.
because
Bet
they're all
Saracen
top
was
10
just named the
teams.
15th
But I'm
largest
telling
sports
you,
book in
I think
America.
we are.
That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick 'em, you win 'em.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at GreatAmericanConference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I have never understood. You watch these games, and it's like they show the players walking in the tunnel. They're just walking. Right. They're just walking to the locker room. The minute they walk in, there's some camera guy taking a picture of or shooting video of them just walking. I'm just walking down the hall.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, we're efforting that in the budget. We want to get Chuck a social media follower with a camera.
Yeah. I have a camera ready when I get out of the car there in the parking lot.
The tough part is the private airports the private airports you fly into, security's an issue. Or we'd already have this done. They don't have a seat on the plane for Chuck's personal social media follower, the creative director of the Chuck brand. But we're working on it. We are efforting a plan. I'm just telling you, these out of focus shots, you know, the one of just sort of your back where you can't see your face, all these really creative shots, Chuck, that you and I would never think to take. If we can get that going for you, I think it's really going to open up a whole new demographic. Now, my only fear on that is losing you to like L.A. Yeah. And we don't want that to happen. We want you right here in Arkansas, broadcasting to the masses, the Razorback masses around the world. We need you here. That's why we did this, the show of record for Razorback fans. So when you get big, don't lose sight of why we did it. Which I'm not sure what that is yet. But anyhow, we're going to do it.
Blow my cover.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you understand, Bo, the glamour life.
You don't want to walk into those.
You don't want it to blow your cover.
You don't want to have to go in through the kitchen. Like you want to be able to eat out, not have to go in through the kitchen.
No, I don't want to have to live like Cal.
I want to get into this conversation about Arkansas and an SEC 9-game schedule and possibly then having to play a Big Ten team. 10 power games of 12 a year. Sounds awful for a team like Arkansas. before we get into all that, and if you want to talk about it, we can. Like, we're going to take some calls, and we may end up in this conversation anyhow. But let me take a couple calls. Chuck's in Nashville, but we're going to get to this. If not before, we'll start the 7 o'clock hour with it. Brent's in Searcy. Brent, good morning. You are on the air, Brent. Fire away. Brent's watching his own show. Gentle Ben, we'll try you next. Gentle Ben, what's happening?
Hey, I don't have my own show yet.
It's coming.
Yeah, it is. I'll bet you hold court.
Yes, sir.
Daily.
Man, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always talking to somebody about sports and all like that, wherever I'm at, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, even people don't know what I look like because I don't know if I got a TV face or not, but I might have a radio face. But anyway, just hey, so many things to talk about. But I just thought I'd mention the basketball coming up tonight, way late tonight, and I'm gonna get my naps in way before 9 o'clock. I don't have to worry about going to work like y'all the next day and all that stuff. Y'all working stiffs and everything. But the guy, I'm sorry, forgive me, the guy that's the last guy to get injured, it sounds like he's not going to play the rest of the season. What's his name?
Thero.
Do Thero. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, even if he comes back, there's a chance that he won't be 100%. Am I right?
Well, we'll see. I just my own personal opinion.
Okay.
I think this is a business decision, and I want to be real clear. If it is, I don't blame them. These guys have futures to think about, and if you're not 100%, there's a chance that you got a little tweak and it could get worse. I get it. I mean, that's the world that everybody signed up for when we did all this.
Well, is he the type guy that looks like maybe going to the NBA next year or something like that, or is he?
I think that he's got as much leverage
to
go there as he has.
Okay,
yeah, I agree.
Good deal. Okay. Well, if y'all can't answer this question, I understand. How do we size up with Vanderbilt without him?
That's a good question, Ben. Vanderbilt on the interior is not as big as what like Pringle and Murray Boyles were on Saturday. That was a bad matchup for Arkansas. It was a good matchup in terms of the guards, and South Carolina's guards didn't play very well, but unfortunately Arkansas's didn't play well either. Where it was a good matchup for South Carolina was inside with their bigs. They had bigger, better players on the interior than Arkansas did. South Carolina's got some more skilled players inside, but they're not as big. I don't think, for example, they're going to be able to pin Big Z the way Pringle did.
You're talking about Vanderbilt.
Saturday. I may be wrong. You're talking about Vanderbilt tonight. I don't see, based on their height, based on just the overall physicality, I don't think they're going to be able to do that tonight. Now, they're good in other areas. They're a better basketball team than South Carolina. But in terms of the matchup, the physical matchup, I don't think Arkansas is going to be at a physical disadvantage inside the way they were the other day.
Yeah, well, that's good news. We're brought to you in part by Yingling and Flight by Yingling. If you're watching the game tonight looking for a tasty, light refreshment, let me suggest Flight by Yingling. Tastes like Yingling, but it's the light version called Flight. 95 calories. You can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of Flight wherever you are. Grab it at your favorite store, or next time you're at a happy hour, ask for it. Flight by Yingling, 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottles, also skinny cans now available. It tastes like Yingling, but it's a light beer. The next generation of light beer, Flight by Yingling. 645-877-377-6963. The Hogs play at 9 o'clock. Tonight, Chuck will have the call. He's in Nashville at Vanderbilt for tonight's game. The Hogs play baseball, weather permitting, at 3 o'clock at Baum Stadium later on this afternoon as well. Back in a minute. Good morning.
Can we just say
say, for all of you who get up early in the morning and you work so hard, man, we're glad you're here. We just really appreciate all the work you do to make Arkansas better.
You talking to me?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry, it's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You had comfortable shoes before they started coming out with like On Clouds and Hokas.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here around on our rear ends talking sports. I mean, I shouldn't, it doesn't make any sense to put on like boots, something like that. It doesn't make any sense.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Brent is in Searcy. Chuck's in Nashville. Good morning, Brent. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Good morning, guys. I wanted to tell y'all, first and foremost, I walk with bent knees and ride in a wheelchair indefinitely.
Are you referring to
You know what indefinitely
being
means.
indefinite? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a
it definitely
unique perspective.
means 56 years, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
But this Vanderbilt basketball coach, he could very easily be coach of the year.
Yeah. I've seen articles.
He's done a good job.
Where that has been written.
Yeah.
He has done a real good job. Hey, Chuck, are you going to do the game tonight in pajamas?
I don't know.
Head
but,
start on
that's
that.
an idea.
Yeah,
I hadn't
well,
thought about that.
He's got to get on the plane after that, so it makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, if we were
just go out
staying
there
here
in your
tonight,
house
maybe.
shoes.
House shoes.
Just go out there in your house shoes, and I've got a question for you guys. How many people are excited about spring football starting a week from yesterday?
Who's ever been excited about spring football? Honestly, are you excited?
Well, it's football. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I am.
No, I mean,
guess I am
like if you go,
excited.
I don't know. It's just like it's conversational wise. It's like I think we've all become used to the idea that what we see is not what we may see in the fall, and I guess maybe I'm alone in this, but maybe I'll be a little bit more interested when they start practicing and I see, oh, here's a new guy doing this and here's this guy. Like I remember I've used this example a lot, seeing Alex Collins for the first time at spring practice and being like, wow, that guy jumps off the field at you. Like you just can tell he belongs. But spring, I mean, like, I don't know how much we actually learn. But it's football, and if you like watching football practice, then you like that.
Well, one thing you have to consider right now is that, and I don't blame them, coaches have never been more paranoid than they are right now, and with good reason. I mean, people are rating the rosters every day, and there are no rules to keep them from doing it. And if they've got more money than you do, they're probably going to win. I mean, it is it's incredible right now. So, you don't see a lot. A lot of the practices are closed. I'm not sure how much, real stuff you get from some of the media coverage of spring practice. And I'm not knocking anybody, but when you're only able to watch 2 or 3 periods, you're not going to see a lot. And it's going to be hard to determine what you've seen other than who's out there and who's not. So it's a little bit harder to figure things out. Hopefully you do have somebody like Collins was that, you watch him and you go, man, I can't wait to see him in the fall.
Well, there's also a chance you can have a totally different starting 22 from what you had in the springtime.
Well, it's not going to be total.
Well, you could.
Yeah, there's going to be some differences.
But you may pick up 1 or 2 in that last portal period. But, again, I think coaches are really paranoid right now. They've got the kids they want on campus. The transfer portal guys are on campus. They're going to go through spring practice, not just here but everywhere. And they're going to do everything they can to protect their investment because that's what it is now. And it's like the old days. Sometimes you're hiding guys out.
Ready or not, tax season's here. Brent, thanks for the call. Hope you got your taxes in order, but if you don't, you can go to H&R Block, and they're going to do it for you. 70 years of tax prep expertise to work for you at H&R Block, where you can breathe easy and file with confidence. Find an H&R Block office near you. We'll get into this 9-game SEC potential football schedule next.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge. If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Boulding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Boulding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Bo, when your show went off a few years ago, it was like I've been lost ever since then. And I just really appreciate your show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2025 with Joe's Chips and Salsa. Made with Tex-Mex house-made salsa. Made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajitas and crunchy tacos. Every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's has great enchiladas with homemade sauce. It's the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, some strong to severe weather expected, some intense thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and the potential for tornadoes. Temperatures today in the low to mid 60s. We'll see rain early tonight, then snow as we head through the overnight. We drop down into the 30s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work, and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800, or visit InnAtTheMill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
It depends on where you're, by the way. Very professional time.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Come in and enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this plus a drink for only $8.99. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You are all about adversity and creating it for others so that they can grow.
That's right.
In their character.
Well, that's right.
It's a moment of.
How are you going to overcome adversity if I don't create some for you?
It's time for me to inject some adversity in your life so you can be better.
I'm going to put you in a bad spot, and you're going to be a better person for it.
Then you can be more like me, because I've been going through adversity my whole life. So I'm going to put you through some.
That's right.
And then you're going to be better, like I am.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
We got a lot to get into. Chuck's in Nashville for the game tonight, and we've got a bet going. Bart and I do. Chuck, I don't really actually know if Bart's got a bet going. You know what he's got? He's got something on the line that is a gift from Blakeman's, from me and you. You're going to help, by the way. I didn't tell you that. But I'm going to go to Blakeman's. I'm actually going to go have lunch with Ben Blakeman on Wednesday. We're going to talk about this, and I'll figure out what a tangible piece of jewelry, probably an earring for Bart, at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in their new awesome store. Or maybe I'll just
get in.
That's it, right? That's exactly. Thank you. It's if they get in the NCAA tournament, and the bet keeps moving, and I don't even remember what it originally was. But at this point,
it was just like if Arkansas does in fact do what you're saying and make the NCAA
back
tournament.
then, and that was it was like win 3 of the last 5 games. Is that what it was?
I honestly,
that's what we're going with. So
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
ago.
Anyhow, whatever. I think what I see happening is Bart ending up with jewelry. Because Arkansas got in the NIT. That's how this is going to go for me. It's going to be like, well, you said, if they got into postseason.
No.
And they're even hosting a game.
No. I said NCAA tournament. I say I will acknowledge.
Well, anyhow,
NCAA tournament, not NIT.
There's plenty to choose from, and there's great coffee. I mean, can you imagine going into an amazing jewelry store? Like, this is big city stuff. Like, you got to go to New York and L.A. for this. They got it at Blakeman's. They got a cafe in there, and an unrivaled looking jewelry store. Like, even if you don't purchase anything, you go in there and look around. If you like the window shop, you're not going to find anything like it in our area. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Razorbacks in Rogers. Okay, so Chuck is in Nashville. He is not in the situation that we need to go to the Situation Room for. Chuck, we've got potential weather issues, and so
what I
we go to the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room because that's why we created it, for situations, and this is one. Bart, what are we looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at a line of severe storms that's moving through Oklahoma right now, through the eastern part of Oklahoma right now, into our listening area within the next couple of hours. It's a line that's moving really fast, about 50 miles an hour as of right now, and it's bringing with it 60 to 70 mile hour winds. And several tornado warnings that are on these storms that are going to be moving into the area. There's hail associated, like I said, strong winds, and we'll keep monitoring the situation. We'll keep you advised here in the Chevy Situation Room.
Oh, okay. So did you learn anything there, Chuck? How's your situation? Are you okay?
I'm good. Thank you, though. Weather's fine, and looks like everything's going to be okay. I am a little concerned, in all seriousness. I mean, we're going to fly back into that, I guess. I don't know when it's supposed to move here, but late tonight's when they're talking about in Nashville, about the time we get out of here. So we'll see how it goes.
If you're looking for a Chevy, and it is the official truck of the Chuck and Bo Show, the #1 Northwest Arkansas volume dealer, Chevy of Fayetteville, you can trust our friends Chris Bunch and Mark and Denver there. They're going to take care of you. And when it comes to the service department, nobody's better. With complimentary loaners, by the way. Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. All right, Dari Noka said something, Chuck, that got me thinking, and I think a lot of us, it's worth discussing. We can always talk a little college football here. And so I want to move into this conversation. But if you missed Dari earlier on the show, here's what he said.
I'm really kind of watching, but I would believe the second that they expand the playoff to 14 or 16, which I do 100% will believe will be the case in 26, there will be 9 SEC games. I would expect 14 playoff teams, maybe 16, but certainly 9 conference games. I do think there will be another game that every SEC team will play against the Big Ten team. I do believe that happens.
Wow.
All in 26. As far as the conference championship goes, I don't know if they make major adjustments that soon, but it could come in time. So I would say traditional conference championship game, but 9 conference games, 16 playoff teams, if not 14, and a game against the Big Ten.
Okay, 9 conference games in the SEC. You're currently playing 8. It gives you 4 other games to schedule potential wins. Those 4 games get you 2 games away, potentially, from bowl eligibility. We're looking at changing a schedule to 9 SEC games, so 1 more SEC game, and then a Big Ten game, leaving you 2 cupcake games to schedule. Now, not everyone's scheduling a cupcake. You still got to play like a power conference opponent now, but you could find a weak win out there. At least that's the hope. And that's a little bit more manageable. But, Chuck, this situation is not a good one for, in my estimation, a program like Arkansas. And then that's going to bring on other conversation, I know. Well, what kind of program are we? But the bottom half of the SEC, 8 teams, I don't think this really benefits at all. I think this is problematic for Arkansas and postseason.
Well, it's going to happen. From the moment Greg Sankey and the Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti began to talk, the writing was on the wall. To me, obviously, the most significant thing is going to 9 games. Arkansas, for example, this year, there's no mandate to play a Big Ten team, but you do have Notre Dame on the schedule. So there's the business of college football. You've had to schedule a fairly big-time opponent, to sell tickets, the way you want to. But the 9 games is the significant part. It's going to affect the bottom half of the SEC, just like it's affected the bottom half of the Big Ten. But there's going to be uniformity between the Big Ten and the SEC. And I think in many respects they're going to walk in lockstep. It's not going to be like the Big Ten ACC or the Big Ten SEC challenge, but we're going to keep score. And what's going to be interesting to me is, what do you do for the bowl games when the season's over? If you've played 9 games in the league and you've already played a team out of the Big Ten, you're going to play another team out of the Big Ten in the bowl game? I mean, I don't know. Even the minor games. Or are you going to go play a team from the Big 12 somewhere? I have no idea how all that's going to shake out. But no, I think your point's valid. It's certainly not going to help the bottom half of either league. And right now that's where Arkansas is. So, yes, I think it'll make it an even greater challenge, depending upon how the schedule falls.
I don't like what we're doing without bringing the whole process along. And what I mean is, if we're at 16 teams and basically you're going to play each other, why don't you just play each other? Why don't you just forget playing Louisiana Monroe? Why don't we create 4-team divisions? Why don't we play for that? Like, you have a math problem.
Because you have the same schedule every year if you do that. I mean, at least with 16 teams in the SEC and a big number in the Big Ten, you've got the chance to make an interesting schedule year after year. And in the years when you have 5 games at home, you're going to go into that season feeling a lot better about your chances. I just think if you played an all-SEC schedule, it's not going to be interesting after 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I don't know that you got to be all SEC, but combine the Big Ten and the SEC if you want to do it that way. And maybe they're not 4-team, conferences or divisions. They're bigger than that. But my point is, when you just increase the strength of the difficulty of schedule, and now we're still kind of measuring it all the same way. Like, you got to there have to be teams in the league that are going to perennial lose. They're going to be perennial losers. And because the top teams are always going to be, with rare exception, the top teams. So you're just making it more difficult on your other teams that try to pop up and have an 8 or 9 game win season.
I think you have got to do something, and I can't sit here and tell you exactly what the formula would be. But you've got to do something akin to what the NFL does. If you're intent on parity, or if you want to avoid what you just talked about, you've got to come up with a schedule that's like the NFL. If you're a playoff team this year, you're going to have a playoff schedule next year. That's going to be hard to pull off in college football because, we're still griping about not playing LSU the Friday after Thanksgiving. People are still griping about that. And my point in saying that is that we get attached. It's what makes college football what it is.
Yeah.
We get attached to that tradition, and it's hard to let go. But I honestly think if you want to give teams in the bottom half of either conference a legitimate chance, you've got to follow some kind of NFL model when it comes to scheduling. And now I don't know, I'm just talking right there. I don't know exactly how you're going to, put pen to paper. But that's going to be a hard one to pull off.
Yeah, I don't have all the answers either. I'm just looking at the issue, which is it just becomes more difficult for a team like Arkansas, Mississippi State. I'll even say, Missouri. No, and it brings up the legitimate question. And Dari even floated the idea, does this conference ever get away from equal revenue sharing? I mean, that would be a death knell for a team like Arkansas. And then you really
I don't
consider
think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't either. But for conversation purposes, I think at some point, how do you it's easier to talk about this when we're not in football season and emotions aren't as high, losing a game or a win, week to week. How do you, if you're Arkansas, let's just talk about for Razorback fans here. How do you sort of figure out or rectify like where you are? How do you get a reasonable sense of expectation? Like, okay, the easier way to have the conversation is when you talk about another program. When you talk about an Illinois in the Big Ten. What would you say to that fan base they should expect? So then, like, you got to have your own self-evaluation in conversation. Like, expectations impact so many things. And as we see all this develop, how in the world does a smaller population keep up with a bigger population, a bigger recruiting base, a bigger budget, more money? This has always been a problem, but my point is, as we evolve, we're just making that line, I think, in that gap greater. Unless we do some other things like Chuck mentioned, and that's kind of where I was heading with the idea of division. That might not be the right idea, but it's an easy way to make the point. And what I continue to see happen in college athletics is we do part of something, but we don't take all the learnings from people who have already done it and bring the whole thing. Like, if we're going to go try to pay players and we're going to have, transfer portal, and we're going to have all this, like, we need to have player unions and trades and all the things that come along with it. I mean, we are so half-baked in this deal. And for a team like Arkansas, we kind of just get, where do you land? All right, we'll hit a break and come back and talk about it. A little bit later, John Sunvold will join us. He's on the call tonight on
Sunday. Television.
Yeah, and we'll get a breakdown. I thought Chuck gave us a good breakdown of this game earlier when Brent called in. Vanderbilt's good, but if I heard you right, Chuck, the matchup might not be as bad as it was. Sometimes the matchup's just bad for you, and the South Carolina matchup just ended up being a bad win. And Arkansas didn't play well, but the matchup didn't help.
Vanderbilt will be a better matchup inside for Arkansas, but Vanderbilt's guards will not be as good a matchup as South Carolina's were. Arkansas didn't take advantage of the matchup that they had with South Carolina's guards. South Carolina's guards are not very good, but there were some bad matchups inside. Vanderbilt's not as big inside as what South Carolina was. They're not going to pin Arkansas inside the way they did with Avicic on Saturday. But now Vanderbilt's guards are good, a lot better than South Carolina's. So I'm not sure that advantage doesn't play to Vandy a little bit. I got time to do a Weichert ad?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, you never feel like you're in a mismatch when you're sitting next to a Weichert realtor on your side of the table.
That was a good segue there. That is the truth with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. I mean, look, when you buy a home, it's the most money you're ever going to spend. And when you sell your home, it's probably going to be the largest transaction you've ever been involved in, or at least one of them. You want someone who understands the game. It's not just enough to do this on the side to pay for summer vacation. You got to do it every day. You got to live the business. And that's what they do at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. That's why when someone like Bo found this out firsthand with his son. That's why when you've never been through this before and you partner with them, it happens fast, it's easy, and you're glad that they're on your side when it's all said and done, because they'll get you from contract to close and they'll get you in that home. And if you're selling, they'll get you the price you want. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. And you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
7:18, it's the Chuck and Bo Show on a Tuesday. Back to your thoughts when we come back. Good morning.
I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
And I listen in every day. Everybody know that. I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you using Facebook as your website? Here are 3 reasons why that's a bad idea. 1, not everyone has it, which means you're missing out on customers. 2, you're not in control, Facebook is. You can't customize the look or fully brand your page. 3, unless you pay for ads, your page isn't getting seen. Let the Modular Orange team help you own your space online with a fully custom website that's only $95 per month. Go to modularorange.com to find out how. That's modularorange.com.
At Evans Body Shop, we take pride in delivering exceptional customer service to our customers. Here's what some of them have to say.
It was the kindness that got me. Then I witnessed their work.
And their customer service was just exceptional.
They are so kind and understanding, and they let you feel like you don't need to worry about anything, especially dealing with the insurance company. That was great, and the repair work was tremendous.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We wield a lot of power, as I'm told, because we're impacting things that could have happened without us. Like, we're holding things up. We're changing the world over here accidentally. So be careful.
I didn't know any of this.
Well,
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, well, I don't know which screenshot to go to first. That was passed along in the group chat during the break. Matt Zimmerman on social media, or Chuck's concern for us and the weather, which I shared with Bart, and he said, I'm on top of this. I got this. Like, Chuck he can stay in Nashville and do what he's doing down there.
I did not say that part, Chuck.
I did not
say that part, Chuck.
Let me handle the weather.
It's a fabrication.
I got the weather.
I didn't mean to imply you were not on top of it, Bart. I just wanted you to know I noticed.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I appreciate your concern, Chuck.
Well, there wasn't
I
concern.
was concerned for your well-being.
The text did not indicate concerned. The text was exactly, y'all about to get hammered. That was the text. It
Well,
wasn't
it
like,
was a text.
hey,
You got to text
look
in
out.
shorthand. You know?
It wasn't like, hey, look out. This could be dangerous for y'all. It's like, y'all about to get hammered. I'm about to go to Broadway and listen to some live music over breakfast, which, by the way, you can do in Nashville. They start playing live music at like 8:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So Chuck's going to have like bacon and eggs
amazing.
and live music this morning and then go take a nap.
That sounds pretty good.
Then go back at lunch and do it again and then take another nap. I mean, what? Like, you got a setup there.
And then, and we come back next week for the conference tournament. So, make
you
some
know,
friends
do some
tonight
advanced
or
scouting.
today, and
I got to be honest. I get a little,
That's right.
I don't know, like, I'm sorry, this is not very relatable. I get a little jaded going to games just because we've been doing this for so long. And so, you know, going to a game doesn't always come. When I get there, it is exciting. But it doesn't, like, the idea of going isn't always as exciting as it once was. But I think of Nashville and I think of the SEC tournament and I get excited every time it gets brought up. And I'm like, man, I should go. I want to go. Like, that's just fun. You know, that whole environment down there is just, it's just awesome.
Yeah, Nashville's really, it's just gone nuts compared to where it was, you know, even 15 years ago. But yeah, they block the street off. There's a big crowd, and you know, Nashville's full every night anyway, regardless of whether there's a conference tournament going on. But you add to that, and you know, the arena's right down there on Music Row, and you know, we forget the Predators play there in the National Hockey League, and they've got, like every other city arena, they've got something going on there pretty much every night. But they blocked this week off or next week off for the conference tournament, and you see a lot of SEC banners in Nashville. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, well,
it means more.
Yeah, it's going to mean
That's plastered everywhere.
Yeah. So you're getting a preview to the SEC tournament
right.
tonight. So
we're up the street. We're up the street for this.
Yeah. Well, tonight we got Vanderbilt at. Will it still be raining by then? Listen, parts of our state are going to get some significant rain. What are we getting while we're talking about it? What are we getting?
Well, I mean, you know, potentially a couple inches of rain over the course of this storm.
Over the next, like, 45 minutes.
Is it going to storm? Is
yeah.
it going to storm?
There's red. There's red in the radar. There's red in the radar.
The storm's moving about 50 to 55 miles an hour, so it's a quick-moving storm. So it'll get here and it'll be through the area. Now, there's probably some rain on the back end of that too, but the heaviest stuff is going to move through the area pretty quickly once it gets here. But it will be significant rain, you know, and really strong winds. 60 to 70 mile an hour winds have been associated with this storm, straight line winds. So still the potential for some damage and you know, just be safe. People.
While you're in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room, I have a follow-up question. They're going to play baseball this afternoon at Baum Stadium. How long is the weather going to last? Is this a quick hitter? Is this like a flurry of punches in one round? And then we're gonna hug it out for the remaining rounds of the heavyweight fight.
You know, I'm gonna say it's not looking great, but we'll see. The chances for rain are gonna kind of remain throughout the day. There's probably gonna be a window at some point this afternoon to get the baseball game in, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing baseball in 30 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah, should be super fun.
Yeah, that's not fun. Okay, so we don't know. We'll just have to see on baseball.
It's a wait and see.
What about
wait and see?
Yeah, things change. What about tonight? Late game for the Razorbacks. By the way, I'm looking for sort of just suggestions on how to create the right atmosphere while watching the game tonight. With it being so late, is it like cold enough for a fire? Is it a chilly?
It won't be cold enough at that point. No.
So we don't need to get chili going this afternoon in like the crock pot or anything. We don't need a roast. What are we doing? Pot stew. Like what are we doing?
Well, it is Mardi Gras.
Beef stew.
It's Fat Tuesday.
It's Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get hammered tonight and then you get your act together tomorrow for several days up until Easter?
Well,
is that tell me what this means? What is Fat Tuesday?
How
do we not start the show with this? Where is that? That's not even in the notes.
Yes,
it's like
yes, it is. Come on. Come on.
It's like the second line in the note.
It is. Well, it's right. It needs to be in the first line if it wants to be read. Like it's Fat Tuesday. Chuck, you're gonna be like, man, what's it gonna be like for you tonight? Now that I know it's Fat Tuesday, I might not come in tomorrow. Why don't we take the first hour off?
This is a.
I think that's fair.
Okay. I was actually planning on that anyway.
Oh, man.
So I'll be in at 8, I guess.
That's perfect. I'm going to have a king cake. I'll have a king cake here ready for you.
I like a good king cake.
And
I do like that.
So what do we do today? So it is Fat Tuesday.
It is Fat
Now that we've do we go to like that? Do we go to Fat? Is there a Fat Tuesday in Northwest? Have like one of those hurricanes or whatever?
I don't think so. I'm sure you can probably find a hurricane somewhere around town if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's
like a
no
whole
Pat O'Brien
pound of sugar and a frozen drink.
Man, you only need about one of those.
One. Jeez. You had a brain freeze and you can't walk.
Yeah.
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, so,
what do we do?
Eat whatever you want.
Eat whatever you want.
Indulge.
Today we indulge.
It's the
Celebrate
day
Fat Tuesday by being fat.
I did that. I'll be honest. I did that last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just like, I was tired. I was ready for bed. It's like 9 o'clock and I ate ice cream. Oh, I got up this morning and the bowl was right beside my bed and as a reminder of the horrible decision I had made. And I was like, don't do that. Like, do not wake up to that. Because I could have forgotten about it. But that kind of accountability is rough.
You had ice cream in bed.
Well,
you had
ice
cream in bed last night.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll bet some people do that tonight watching the Razor.
That's what. Well, that's what it was. I was watching a little bit of the Calipari Razor's Edge show. I'll play a clip from him in the locker room when we come back. He said something in there that might surprise you. But I was watching that. And and then I fell asleep with a half bowl ice cream.
Well,
I just gotta laugh at myself. I don't know. It's really not that interesting. Hey, speaking of sleeping though, if you're not sleeping well, it's important. I mean, it can affect every area of your life, and you know that when you wake up and you feel like garbage and you haven't slept well, and then that just carries on and it over from one day to the next. But what you may not realize is it's affecting your health in ways you don't realize until maybe it's too late. It can cause severe health problems when you're not sleeping well at night. Some people have sleep apnea. You don't like to wear the CPAP machine, and that's totally understandable for what I hear of those that have to deal with that. I mean, it can be awful, but Dr. Scotty Boulding has an alternative for you at the Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. Precedent.com is the website. Precedent.com. There are surgical solutions. At least check it out if you're struggling to sleep at night. It can open your airway. You can breathe better. You can sleep better. And really, your days are going to be much better. If that's something you need, it can be a game life changer for you. So Precedent.com. Log on to the website and see if it's right for you. It's a free evaluation. 7:33 on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Fat Tuesday. Good morning.
That's the actual question. What the hell's going on around here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Man, can you imagine if we all lived together, if we just walked into the living room at like 6 a.m. and just started talking each other's heads off? There's no good morning. I can't have my first cup of
somebody
coffee.
would get shot.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Word around the SEC, we're soft. They gonna try and come in here and punk us. Nah, we had to fix that.
Left side, Thero. A dude drives the paint, goes up, shot's good.
These guys have fought all year. They have not given up on any game.
Got his own rebound, puts it up and in at the horn, and Arkansas wins.
Your home for every Razorback basketball game. ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wacker Newson dealer.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jazzco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your custom or buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I want you to be happy, Bo.
Well, you know how to make
Even if it's not with me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, tax season's here. This is the time you got to be taken care of. At H&R Block's making it easy for you, though. Walk in or make an appointment. You get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. 70 years of tax expertise going to work for you at H&R Block. It's Fat Tuesday. Chuck's he's in Nashville What kind of indulging are you going to do on Fat Tuesday as you get ready for this 9 o'clock local tip tonight? On what is the game on, by the way, besides the Razorback Sports Network? SEC Network. Wow.
I think it's the SEC Network.
Yeah,
tonight.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, Bart just confirmed.
Triple header.
From the Situation Room.
That's why it starts at 9.
Jeez. So it could start
Shame
later.
on them.
It could have a little carryover.
Oh,
effect.
it's going to start later.
Yeah.
Shame.
That could.
Shame.
Just like whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
What do we do? Play if
It
why
is.
are you having a triple header?
Well,
Play the game on
look,
Wednesday then.
Look, listen. It's because of the kids. You know, they're thinking about these kids, and they, you know, and like the idea of student athlete needs to be laughed out of the room. By the way, I mean, this travel that is now existing in college athletics is not conducive for great grades. Taking tests. Now they do get. I will say they do get all the benefit that anybody could possibly get when it comes to tutoring and special assistance and help. So that part's great, but their schedules are, wow. I mean, they're annihilating to anything other than trying to play basketball and get sleep. That's just my take.
Well, and we've really got it easy compared to some of the conferences. I mean,
gosh.
Now, look, a 9 o'clock Central game is ridiculous, as I think I was quoted as saying yesterday. And
Shameful.
But at least it's not like, you know, Muss's team, you know, flying to Maryland on like Tuesday and then flying home overnight Sunday after playing Rutgers. I mean, these teams are gone literally for the better part of a week, 4 or 5 days at a time. We don't have to go through that in the SEC, and that's good. Even like the ACC, I mean, you're going from, or the ACC, Big 12, whatever it is now, however those leagues line up. I mean, you got guys going from the Mountain Time Zone to Eastern. You got guys going Pacific to Eastern in the Big Ten, and I'm glad we're not dealing with that. We go Central to Eastern, and that's it in our league.
John Calipari's show, The Razor's Edge, is on Vice. And if you missed it on Monday night, you can go catch it. You can look at the Vice website, find out how to watch it. You can go to Hulu. I think you can watch it on demand there, maybe a few other places. There's a speech in there after the LSU victory that Cal said this to his team, and there was at least one surprising thing, or maybe you find it surprising. I did. That he says, let's listen to this and then we'll react.
You need to say, Coach, come on, work me out. That's us stepping through. We won 3 or 4. I'll be honest with you, and I shouldn't have been this way, but I was pissed about Alabama because I thought we could beat them. And when I look at their team, I think I got a better team. I do. And now we just got to take care of business. We got a lot of games, 7 games left. Can't do what you did in the first half in some of these other games we're playing because they're all top 10 teams. But I'm telling you, I think we are.
Now, that's after they beat LSU. Couple things. Thinks they're better than Alabama. Thinks they're a top 10 team. That's what he's telling his team. That was prior to Adu Thero going down. But after that speech, Arkansas went on to beat Missouri and Texas and then lost to South Carolina. And I think we were all feeling pretty good when Cal was making that speech right there. Felt better after the Missouri and Texas games. But how do we feel today after watching South Carolina and knowing Thero's out and probably not coming back? That's just an opinion. That's not a statement of fact, but I'd be surprised if he comes back this season.
Thero going down changed everything. I'll go back to when Boogie went out. Arkansas played a really spirited game and beat Georgia at Bud Walton Arena. And then the reality of losing one of, if not your best player, set in. Arkansas did something similar when they lost Thero. They played a spirited game against a slumping Texas team and beat them. And then when they went to South Carolina and they had a game where they needed to be able to match up inside because all Carolina really had were those big guys, when they needed to match up in that game, they couldn't do it, and reality kind of set in. And I mean, this is a tough week. And I was talking at we went to the arena last night. I was talking to Chuck Martin. And, we both kind of said there are a lot of desperate teams in college basketball this week. And Arkansas is one of them.
All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and take your calls. By the way, I've gotten a text in here from Mike in Goshen, Chuck, that says code red weather, winter storm warning from Fox 17 in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, and Southern Kentucky. Winter weather alert for Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's really late tonight is what they're talking about.
You're going to get out ahead of this.
Hopefully we'll be able to get out of here and
get out ahead
home,
of the posse.
Everything will be okay.
Okay, well, that's what we're rooting for.
I know you guys will be worried.
We are. Yeah. Y'all about to get hammered. Chuck sent to us earlier. We hope that's not true. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, making banking better for Arkansans with convenient locations all over our state and friendly folks to help you with whatever you need when it comes to banking. Log on to fsbank.com. You can bank online there. First Security Bank, member FDIC, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show at 7:45 on Fat Tuesday. Good morning.
Bo, you said something interesting. I don't think you meant to, but when you talked about those...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry. It's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
If you haven't tried a Flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block. Discover the Stonebreaker Hotel, where handcrafted elegance meets modern comfort. Relax in beautifully designed rooms, or book your next reservation at the Stonebreaker Lounge and Restaurant, where you can satisfy cravings with fresh, seasonal takes on traditional favorites. Open daily from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, log on to stonebreakerhotel.com, located on Markham Road in Fayetteville, where you'll find the Stonebreaker Hotel and Restaurant. Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
You did.
But I spewed it out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, weather's moving in from the west, coming in from Oklahoma as it moves into Arkansas. Some of you are already getting rain. We're going to get more of it. It's going to be off and on throughout the day. But here, over the next hour or so, we're going to have some significant rain. It's going to be windy at times. Eventually, it's getting into the 60s today throughout much of the state. But just be prepared for rain on your drive in this morning. Ready or not, tax season's here, but luckily, H&R Block, there for you. 70 years of tax expertise to work for you right now, so you can breathe easy and file with confidence and get your max refund guaranteed at H&R Block. Chuck's in Nashville. Bart's in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. What you got?
It's as warm right now as it's going to be the rest of the day here. The temperature's just going to drop.
Well, why does it say 62?
Well, because that was the high temperature today. It's already happened.
It already happened?
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to need to clue me in on if I'm going to be giving weather updates.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's my
that's
bad.
That's a hit to the old credibility, Chuck.
That's my bad.
That's another credibility hit for old Bo. Heath and Cabot, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Bleeding credibility here. Good morning.
Stop.
Yeah, Heath probably he went for cover immediately. Heath? All right.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, well, after that riveting report, I don't know.
Gosh, I wish Bart was here right now.
Why is that?
I screwed up my screen. Sorry. You guys go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
Bart
you
always fixes my
you
screen
screwed up
when it
everybody's
messes up.
screen, Chuck. As I'm looking at this now.
I didn't know. I didn't do it.
Oh.
Somebody messed up mine.
You know, you and I have at least one thing in common, Chuck. We've been held up by so many people that we can barely walk on our own. And when people are gone, it becomes noticeable.
I know.
Is it back now, Chuck?
I know.
Is
It's
it back?
propped
Can
up
these
by
guys
many.
Can you guys fix the destruction that I just brought?
Is it back?
Fixed. It should be
Everyone's
fixed.
computers.
Why
Can
don't you
guys
check?
fix that?
Why don't you check, Chuck?
We have
Mine's not fixed, but I got everything I need.
in the studio expansion plans is a locker for chargers for Chuck that he's not allowed to leave with the chargers. They have to remain here in the locker, and it'll be locked because nobody else is going to get in there either. But Chuck is going to come into his locker every day, and he's going to do two things. He's going to grab his white or black Chuck and Bo hat. He'll put that on, and then he'll grab whatever charger he forgot. There'll be one for each of his devices. And what will happen is the show will improve, and here's why. Because while Bart's supposed to be doing his job, he's generally trying to help Chuck. And when Bart can do his job, everything's better around here. As Chuck has a dainty espresso. Wow. Wow. That's the smallest coffee cup I've ever seen in a hotel room.
Well,
what do you have, an espresso machine in there? Wow. You're
That's
staying.
all they have in the room.
That is a luxury.
I'm sorry,
Chuck's
I
staying at
shouldn't
the
have
Ritz.
done that. I knew the minute I did that, I screwed
luxury
up.
hotel.
I screwed up the minute I raised
if
that.
you want a luxury
But,
hotel.
That's all they have in the room.
I'm going to
That's all
tell
they
you,
have.
if I told you where Chuck was staying and gave you his room number, here's how luxury this hotel is. You could call the hotel, and they'd never let you through to his room. You wouldn't even talk to a real person. They'd send you to another country. This is like a
never
resort
should've done that.
in 7 continents. Man, that is
That's
a nice.
not true.
By the way, that curtain. I don't
Believe
know.
me,
How
I
much do you
would
think
much
that curtain
prefer
behind you
just a
costs?
traditional coffee maker. I don't know, but it's.
But
more
you
expensive
figured
than
out how to
my
use
house.
it, didn't you? What floor
press
are
a
you on?
button over here, it's
Are you,
automatic.
are you on the 70th floor?
The 4th. I'm on the 4th. No, I'm on
Yeah,
the
that's
4th.
where the M Lounge is. Yeah, that's why. That's why
Yeah,
he's on
that's-
the 4th. He's got easy
That's
and
where
quick
the unimportant
access.
people are on the 4th floor.
Exactly. All right. We'll get back to I think Heath's back, so we'll take his call. We'll get to some of your text coming up on a Fat Tuesday. It's also National Sons Day. So, Chuck, will wish Bart that when we come back.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978. Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat Gnome Edge.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go. Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there.
Just
let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, some strong to severe weather expected, some intense thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and the potential for tornadoes. Temperatures today in the low to mid 60s. We'll see rain early tonight, then snow as we head through the overnight. We drop down into the 30s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google or Yahoo it or Bing it. Jasco Graphic Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
KERX Paris Sportsman. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Win the game! Win that game!
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
If I were to buy you a piece of jewelry, Chuck,
yeah,
what would you want?
A nice watch.
A nice
good.
watch.
Yeah, nice watch.
How about a bracelet? You like those beads?
Nah,
that people
I'm not really into that.
Would you wear beads? Like
no,
on your
I'm not into
wrist?
that.
People
No
don't?
pinky rings, nothing like that. But I wouldn't mind a good watch.
A pinky ring for Chuck.
I know.
100%.
I am not a jewelry guy. I'm not a jewelry guy. No gold chains. I'm not into male jewelry. It's not my thing.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's start on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I just feel like it's my duty to continue to remind you that it's tax season. And you got to get it done. H&R Block can help. You can walk in and make an appointment. Get 100% accuracy in your max refund guaranteed at H&R Block. Find one near you. Chuck is in Nashville. Chuck, what do you have for us this morning in Nashville? Are you okay? Everything good? Like you feel? What is your sense of the game tonight?
Well,
as you look out
from
the fourth story.
Yeah, the sun's out. It looks like it's going to be a nice day, at least for a while. I'm anxious to see the game tonight. I wish it wasn't at 9 o'clock. I want to see what kind of fight Arkansas shows tonight. They're still outmanned. I mean, in terms of being shorthanded, nothing's changed, and Thero's not going to play, and Boogie's not played for a while. But Arkansas is one of a lot of teams out there that need to have at least a break-even week to give themselves a chance to go into their conference tournaments and make a little noise. And Vanderbilt's favored tonight, and with good reason. They've been good at home. I thought Missouri had them beat Saturday night, and then they didn't. They couldn't close it out. And Vanderbilt did a couple of threes late, and they're good in this gym, and it is a gym. There's no arena, there's no coliseum to this. This is a true gymnasium.
Yeah, Vanderbilt. There it is. No, it's glory. If you're watching on the stream, look at that. Look at that place. It's really something. Vanderbilt's
Memorial Gym.
They're a little bit of an enigma, like you don't ever really know what to think when you're playing Vanderbilt. Like, are they going to be good this year? When you see them on the schedule, are they going to be okay? Like, they've struggled in basketball lately, and this first year coach doing pretty good, doing pretty well. I mean, they're one of the teams that they seem like they're in the tournament, and they're like the dividing line. Like, you got these 10 teams that seem like they're in the NCAA tournament, and then right below them, you have Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Georgia, who you're not quite sure about. Right now, all these bracketologists have Arkansas in, the last 4 in. If they win tonight, you feel like, wow, that's a big one because you beat a team that's ahead of you in the standings. It's a good win. Vanderbilt's won 3 in a row. But you still don't know. You still don't know if you're in. But it feels like it'd go a long way to win tonight.
Well, we've talked about them getting to 7. If you do pull off the upset tonight, you're at 7, and you've got another quad 1 road win. I think it's realistic to believe if they win tonight, they are about as close to being in without it being Selection Sunday as you can be. That would be, it would be kind of like that Kentucky win on the road. That would be, that could be one that could put you over the top in terms of getting in. Hey, let me mention, too, real quickly before we go back to the phones. Vanderbilt's completed a new football facility. They've been working on this for quite some time, and it's right by their gym. And I was over there last night, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's better than I thought I'd ever see at Vanderbilt.
I forgot about that.
The last time they played football.
I saw news of that. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's actually a very nice. I mean, it's a little facility. It's not as big as some of the others, but it's very nice.
They got all the money that they want, right, to spend on facilities. They just choose not to.
Well, they've got what they call their overall mission as a university, and academics are much more part of the university there than they are at a lot of SEC schools. And but they don't have to disclose a lot of the things that they do because they're a private school. And so I've always thought Vanderbilt, I mean, they can be like Stanford. For years they were terrible in baseball, worst team, and now they're not anymore. They should be better at basketball, and this coach has done a good job, and I think they're on their way.
6.5-point favorite tonight, the Commodores over Arkansas. That 9:00 scheduled tip in Nashville. Heath is in Cabot. Hey, Heath. Good morning. What's happening?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
We got a strong wind advisory here in central Arkansas. Man, the wind out there is bad, like real bad. It's crazy. But Chuck, I hear you drink espresso, Chuck, in the morning. Is that what I heard?
No, actually, I do not. No, actually, I don't. And the truth of the matter is my biggest challenge this morning was figuring out how this thing works. And I lost one of those pods because I didn't know what I was doing. There's only so many in there.
Yeah,
that's finally I figured it out.
That's panic.
So
is what
no,
that is.
this is not my normal routine.
This
is not my normal routine.
That is anxiety at its peak right there. When you're when you're wasting K cups and you don't know how to stop it and you got one left and
That's right.
It's you are all of life, and caffeine is just one right move away. And if you don't get it, you don't know if you're going to make it. That's high anxiety right there. Ooh, a lot of pressure.
That's pressure.
I'll tell you what, Chuck, here's what you can do. You can boil you some water, or take you about 12 ounces of water, put it in a coffee mug, microwave it for about 5 minutes, make sure it's piping hot, and get you some of that Mio energy. Preferably, my flavor, strawberry pineapple. Squeeze it in there, get you about 300-400 mg's of caffeine with a little bit of flavor in the morning.
Chuck getting boiling water on the road is it's got me. Let me just explain this. Chuck does not stay at a Residence Inn, as I did over the weekend in Dallas, which was quite lovely, by the way. Way more in there than you ever need unless you're staying there for weeks at a time. Yeah, that's not what Chuck has going. He does not have a stove. I bet he doesn't even have a microwave, but he's got the nicest coffee maker known to man.
That he can't
and a robe.
Chuck, how hyped
nice
you going to be
robe
tonight?
in here. Well, I don't know. I mean, I gotta get a lengthy nap in today, and probably some more of these espresso pods. And I may, I don't know, this. 9 o'clock. I mean, we do this show early every day. You can figure it out. I mean, 9 o'clock, you're beginning to wind down. So I'm going to have to have an about face today at some point.
I don't think Chuck knew when we started talking about doing this show over the summer that all of the games would be starting at 9 o'clock.
I didn't know.
You didn't have any idea that basketball games would be
all these
mostly
great
late.
ideas come in the summer. These ideas come around in the
bored.
summer when there's nothing to do. There's no games, bored. Like, hell, let's do a show. And, before you know it, here we are.
Yeah. And didn't account for all
well,
the
I'll tell you what, that's 9 o'clock.
stuff.
That's way past my bedtime, gentlemen. I'll be asleep. Of course, I went to bed the night of the South Carolina game, and I thought for sure that was a win, and then I woke up to a loss. But I think a lot of us have already moved on to baseball. But the problem with that is we got 12 teams in the SEC in the top 25. So they may run into the same problem they have in basketball and baseball. But, I've moved on. So
You moved on?
Diamond Hogs. Pretty impressive this year.
You moved on from basketball?
Yeah,
You're done?
Yeah. Moved on from basketball already to baseball.
So what happens if they win, like tonight, for example? Do you come back, or do you just kind of you're not going to be fooled by that?
No, I mean, look, they got 2 games left. They're Vandy on the road, then they're playing a ranked Mississippi State team in Fayetteville. Even if they win those games, I mean, they're still not primed to make a deep run in the SEC or the NCAA. So, I mean, I'm going to enjoy watching the Diamond Hogs because they win. So I'm going to enjoy those wins and ride that out until they stop winning. So
okay,
it's just been so disappointing this year. I mean, So, but I've moved on. That's kind of like where I'm at. That's we're all talking about baseball right now. So kind of through with basketball.
All right, there's Heath. Thank you, Heath. He's done with basketball. He's on to baseball. I don't really understand that. I guess some people do it.
I don't think that's the majority, but I do think it's some.
No, I hear you.
Some,
I just don't understand it. Like I don't know how that that works. Like you suddenly just don't pay attention. Like to me, it's about. I guess I'm not the right person to ask. But I'm not emotionally in it every day. Like I'm gonna have a bad or good day based on the results of the game. But I'm interested because it's there. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to watch every minute of every game. I will now because of what we're doing if I can. But I don't fully understand the idea of, well, screw it. Now it's not even happening. Like, you're not going to watch the game? I mean.
Oh, I think people are going to watch the game. But here's what I think Keith said there that is critical. They're winning. What fan bases, and ours in particular, I mean, let's be honest, what we want more than anything is to be nationally relevant. That's what frustrates us in football. It's what's frustrated people in basketball this year. They've not been nationally relevant. They're nationally relevant in baseball. Look, there are lots of people who say they've moved on to baseball, but if basketball was winning, they would not have moved on to baseball. They'd be paying attention, but they would not have emotionally turned the page. But I just think that's the reality of the fact that people, right or wrong, people had expectations that in their minds have not been met, and the baseball team gives them the best opportunity to have those expectations met. And I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Lane is in Cave City. Lane, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Mr. Chuck, Mr. Bo, hope y'all doing okay this morning.
Hey, Lane, thank you.
Wanted to start, yes, sir. Want to start out with this. So, yep, Mr. Bo, Mr. Chuck, y'all know way more than I'll ever know when it comes to Razorback sports, and I respect y'all's opinion. Now, I want to talk about your comment on the football team last hour, Mr. Bo. Been thinking about it for an hour.
Okay.
And that just kind of bothered me because that made me feel like we're settling, like we're content with being mediocre and being on that bottom half. And I'm not saying that's what you was meaning, but it just come off to me like we was trying to come up with every way of, okay, how do we, how's the SEC need to cater to us bottom half team?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't feel like we should feel, I mean, don't get me wrong, we are a bottom half team. I mean, look at the last decade. But I don't feel like we all be asking, what can the SEC do for us being on the bottom half? We all be saying, okay, if the SEC is doing this, why ain't we at the top? Why ain't we making the moves or doing? And I know it's easier said than done. But I just got a feeling from that comments and conversation last hour that as a fan base and as a whole, we're getting to where we're just like, hey, we're bottom half and there's nothing else we can do about it. I mean,
I feel you.
But I just want.
I feel you, and I hear it.
I
hear it like, no, I think you kind of described it all right there, you know? Like, just as you start saying, you know, why can't we be better, the reality starts to set in how hard it is. And what I was pointing out is just some of these, it's not about the conference doing things that necessarily are in Arkansas's best interest. It's just acknowledging and realizing, like, as movement happens, it's getting worse and tougher and more challenging for teams like Arkansas. And this is the conversation we have every year. Like, what's the reality of your situation versus the hope that you have? And weighing those two things, which are in conflict, to develop an expectation. That was going really well. To develop an expectation. So where does it leave you from an expectation standpoint? And that's the, Chuck, you know as well as anybody. I mean, that is the wrestling match. But I feel what he's saying.
I do too, but when you talk about scheduling and things like that, you're not asking for help. In many respects, you're asking for the very same things they do in the pros. More and more every day, college sports has moved toward a professional model. Now, they haven't handled everything the best, but that's where we move towards. Look at, for example, I'm going to compare the NFL to Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, if you're good one year, you don't play a playoff team schedule next year. I mean, they're trying to make everybody play everybody. You have franchises in Major League Baseball that have absolutely no hope of winning any year. When's the last time the Pittsburgh Pirates won anything? And when do you think they're going to? I mean, you want to talk about a hopeless fan base. That's it right there. Whereas in the National Football League, if you are good this year, you're going to play a tougher schedule next year. If you're not very good this year, you're not going to play what's called a playoff team schedule next year. Scheduling's part of it. This idea that you're suddenly going to be able to jump, whether it's Arkansas, Oklahoma, whether it's anybody in the Southeastern Conference, this idea that if we'll just try a little bit harder and not accept mediocrity, we can go from 13th to 4th. We can make that jump. We can go from 13th to 4th if we'll just decide we're not going to accept mediocrity. That's not realistic. It sounds good, but it's not realistic. Scheduling is part of it. Now, look, you're always going to have losing franchises in pro sports. They just lose. And you're always going to have losing programs in college football. They just lose year after year after year. But scheduling is part of this. And if you're going to bring about a situation where the have-nots have a chance to compete, I'm not saying that's the solution, but I do believe it's part of it.
That all stemmed from an earlier conversation where the SEC is considering going to 9 conference games. They're at 8 right now, and then also including a Big Ten required matchup for SEC teams. So that's 10 games that you play, 9 in the SEC, another in the Big Ten, which makes your schedule most likely more difficult than it already is. Hey, if you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around your home, you may experience that today with the rain coming through our state. You need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated, over 30 years of experience, and they do it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured. And here's the best part, insured, and every job comes with a 20-year warranty. They service all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, but if you're outside of those areas, you can just give them a call or a text. And if you have an issue that you're unsure about, just send them a picture. Log on to hoggutters.com. There'll be a number there you can text. You can send them a picture, and they'll get right back to you free of charge and tell you what they think about it. Hoggutters.com. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. It's 8:20.
I don't like getting up early in the mornings. I mean, even to go duck hunting, but I do get up every morning now to listen to you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at GreatAmericanConference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive, and financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Oh man, I got revved up.
I know you did. Both of you did.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get revved up on something different.
You guys got so fired up, I started sweating. And I wasn't doing anything that segment.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
8:25 on Fat Tuesday in studio, and Chuck's in Nashville. Ben's in Fayetteville. Ben, good morning. You're on the show. What's happening?
Hey, good morning, guys. I got two quick questions for you. Number one, doing a little research about the money that Arkansas raises for NIL. It's completely opposite sort of approach than some of these other teams are using. Texas A&M raised about $40 million from businesses and corporations that are putting money in, and less than $2 million from the actual fan base. But it seems like Arkansas has taken the opposite approach of raising money from the fans and not from the businesses. And I don't think we'll ever be able to compete like that. My second question is, why are the Razorback basketball team, why are they worse when Trevin Brazile is on the floor? I mean, I was looking at the plus-minus with Brazile, and it's really bad. I mean, I just can't put my finger behind it. The guy's got a lot of talent, but I just don't know why he's not making the team better when he's on the floor. Those are my two questions. Appreciate you guys this morning. Bad weather. You guys take care. Stay safe.
Yeah, so you too. Okay, I'll take your I'll take your word on what you're saying about the amount of money that A&M's raising. But listen.
Well, one thing. Let me throw one thing in here before you get started. Corporations, publicly traded corporations, they're not giving money. Now, you may have individuals within that corporation that are giving money, but this idea that these publicly traded companies can just give money on their own, that can't happen. And so I think sometimes we say corporations and businesses, and we get that confused with individuals who've made money off the businesses that they own.
Also, I'll just add to that. Arkansas doesn't wake up, collectively, whoever's in charge of raising money, raising NIL money, and say, we're going to exclude a certain category of people and we're not going to ask them for money. We're not going to ask businesses. We're not going to ask high-level donors. We're not going to ask small businesses or business owners. We're going to exclusively ask fans. I mean, that's absurd. They're trying to raise money wherever they can get money. A&M has 89,000, according to their website, 89,000 students. How many does Arkansas have? 27,000. I mean, we wake up and we just dream things to be possible, which is cool. But at some point, there's a reality of the size of our state, of the recruiting base that exists. Like somebody texted a minute ago and said, football teams that are successful because they invest and spend the money necessary to be that. Well, they're doing that in basketball right now. It doesn't guarantee you a number one spot. There are so many things that have to happen. And you're never going to be able to just act like having a big-time recruiting base close to your school is unimportant, even with all the money in the world. It's not quite that simple. We'll get into this more later. John Sundvold's going to join us next. He'll call the game tonight in the SEC Network. So let's break down Trevin Brazile and the rest of the team. What do the Hogs have to do tonight to have a chance to win this game? By the way, don't forget, I keep reminding you, tax season's here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or maybe just have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block's here for you. At H&R Block, they're committed to inspiring confidence at tax time and beyond. Find an H&R Block near you. It's 8:29. Good morning. Touching the hearts of Arkansans, the passive-aggressive Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's Hog season. Breaking pitch. He struck him out swinging.
Cackle strikes out the side.
Souza drives this pitch to deep center field. Bubba Carpenter, get yourself the largest star you've ever seen. I think he hit that ball about 460 feet. My God.
They're on a mission. This team wants to make sure that we get to the end.
He's on his way home. The Hogs win. Head first to the plate.
Listen to the crack of the bat and the pop of the glove all year long.
Listen to every Razorback baseball game on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2025 with Joe's Chips and Salsa. Made with Tex-Mex house-made salsa. Made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajitas and crunchy tacos. Every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's has great enchiladas with homemade sauce. It's the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wacker-Neuson dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wacker-Neuson dealer.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Courtside with Fort Smith Public Schools. Coaches take you inside on what's going on in Fort Smith sports.
I think the boys program, we definitely thrive off the energy and the emotion. I think as a coach, it's a big thing to kind of just help those guys rein that in, myself included. You know, there's times we have to take a step back, take a breath during a timeout, and just sit there and breathe.
New episode every week on the Hit That Line podcast network and on hitthatline.com. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I've known you for 25 years. I've never seen you hug anybody.
Well, I am a hugger, but just not in this room. Just not here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I didn't have Third Eye Blind on the bingo card today, Chuck. Yeah, there you go.
That's big right there.
Is that your kind of music?
Is that Edward? Is that Edward with a musical selection?
Me and Bart. Me and Bart.
Did you guys do that, really? Yeah.
We had a discussion about
collaboration
like a week ago.
Wow. Do you guys still go to Pizza Hut for the buffet at lunch and play the jukebox?
I wish I did. That sounds great.
It honestly sounds
Listen
amazing.
to some Third Eye Blind.
You and Matt Zimmerman, who will be on the call with Chuck on the radio tonight. John Sunvold's going to call the game on the SEC Network with Dave Neal, and he's joining us on the Chuck and Bo Show this morning. John, great to have you on. Good morning. What are you thinking about this game? Well, we're great. We're just we don't know what Arkansas team's going to show up, and they're shorthanded without Thiero, and they managed it for a game, but then it didn't go so well with South Carolina. What are you expecting to see tonight?
Is Thiero out officially for tonight?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So,
I'm afraid so.
Yeah,
he's out tonight.
It changes them. You know, what's interesting, obviously, Cal, I thought he had a great line after the South Carolina game. He said, you're due for a dud. Hate to have a dud this time of year. I texted Joe Lunardi last night and said, tell me about Arkansas. He said, well, they've got to win at least one of these last two. And, then the SEC tournament, and depends on what all those other bubble teams do. But as you guys know, mostly bubble teams are 500 down the stretch. They kind of win at home and lose on the road. So, I don't know. Vanderbilt's really good, interestingly good. There's no superstar on their team. They just got a lot of guys that play hard. I think one of the good things for Arkansas is that where they absolutely got clobbered by South Carolina with the internal play. Vanderbilt's not big. They're not tall at all. McLaughlin is 6'7". The Jalen Carey kid comes in. They list him at 6'8". Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but they're not big. They're not tall at all. So I think there's an advantage. When Vanderbilt has struggled, it's with lengthier type teams. And if Adu could have something possibly inside, and I think the athleticism of Arkansas is probably better than Vanderbilt, gives Arkansas a pretty good chance to get a win on the road.
Hey, John, Vanderbilt likes to turn you over, but when they don't, they do give up some baskets. If you can hang on to the ball, and that hurt Arkansas the other day at South Carolina. They had a flurry of turnovers early. If you can avoid that, though, against Vandy, sometimes, in fact, a lot of the time, they do give up some points.
Yeah, they did. They did the other night to Missouri. I don't know if you guys saw the Missouri-Vandy game.
I watched the game. Missouri had them beat.
Yeah, there was never – Dave Neal and I, when the thing went to overtime, we looked at each other and we couldn't quite believe we were in overtime, meaning Missouri had the game. Mm-hmm. And so Missouri could score when they wanted to score. They did what they wanted to do. I think Vandy's an overachieving team. I love the fact what they've done. Coach Bynington's done. I'll be honest, without Bruce Pearl doing what Auburn's done, which I think Bruce will be the coach of the year, I think Bynington is my coach of the year. Take away Auburn, what he's done with a bunch of guys. Again, there's no superstar at all on Vanderbilt's squad. But, yeah, they're decent. Stealing the basketball, they're not like a Missouri team that, grabs and holds and gets steals and goes the other way. But they do play at a good pace. The Hogard kid, the point guard out of Michigan State, he plays 4 years at Michigan State, so what you do understand, he's tough. I don't know. I don't think Vanderbilt's as athletic as Arkansas. I think how Wagner's playing, how Nelly's playing, athletically, those guys should be able to attack like they do in various ways. But the reality is, you guys know that the Missouri game and Texas game for the Razorbacks shot the heck out of the ball. And basketball is a simple game. If you don't make shots, it's going to be a long night, as they found out in South Carolina.
John, if you're Cal going into this game, what's your plan? What are you telling this team? He basically said after the South Carolina game, like, flush it, burn the tape. Like, we're not even going back and watching that. We got to go get ready for this next game. But what is that game plan, in your opinion?
Well, I always think for the Razorbacks is to use their athleticism. And I mean that the physicality of a guy like DJ Wagner or Nelly Davis. I just think they're athletically and physically tough with the ball. So now all of a sudden, can Adu do some things inside? Yeah, he should be able to. I mean, he's got height advantage, and Big Z can, do what he does inside and outside. I think if they get, again, let's throw away that South Carolina game. If they get to how they played against Texas and Missouri, that's a different squad because even without Zero, now all of a sudden their athleticism can handle it. Now, if they don't do that, if they're not aggressive and they kind of settle for things, this Vandy team will take advantage of it. I mean, think what Vandy's done at home. They beat Tennessee here. They beat Kentucky here. They just beat Missouri here. They've had a heck of a week. They went to A&M, and most of us know, pretty hard place to win. Nobody wins there. And they won at A&M, and they beat Missouri in the same week. So it's a Vandy team that's tournament bound. I think they're 100% in. I don't have them on any things about a bubble. So they'd like to protect their home turf. They've got great crowds now. Students are involved. They shoot it. They do some good things. So the Razorbacks have to be ready and throw away the South Carolina game and get back to where they were before that.
Yeah, Chuck, they got to be due for a dud, don't you think? Vanderbilt, they just won 3 in a row.
That's what Vandy's due.
That's what you're counting on. But I like your. I think John Sudvold of the SEC Network's given some Arkansas fans reason to have a little hope tonight. I mean, the Hogs are a 6.5-point dog, but John, you're saying the things that I've kind of felt about this team, like when they play, they can play. It's just weird. I mean, it's been a weird year for all kinds of reasons, and really they haven't had the full complement of their roster at all for very little of the season, and figuring out the combinations and who's playing together and all that. But if you look at these guys individually, I mean, there's really not a guy that's playing that you go, wow, he's just terrible. I mean, they've got players. It's a matter of when do they play up to their capability, and when they do, I mean, you feel like they can play with anybody, even without Boogie Fland and Thero.
Yeah, let's go back to the second half of the Missouri game. Missouri's a really good team. We know that. They're really good. The second half, what Arkansas did was they used their athleticism and was just so aggressive against on-ball defenders, right, against a pretty good defensive Missouri team. Arkansas just attacked them off the bounce, right? Whether it's Davis, whether it's Wagner, they just attacked off the bounce. If the Razorbacks settle, let's just say to run offense, they're not as good. If they're in attack mode, and it looked like that second half Missouri, it was like Baxter to the wall, they've got to have this. You know, I was doing notes, and I look, and it says last 3 games, Arkansas has averaged nearly 32 free throw attempts a game. That means they're in attack mode. They did it against Texas, too. If they use their athleticism, then that puts defenders on their heels. If they just run offense, not so much. Not so much. They don't have the guys that space you out and the number of guys that can shoot it. So with Thero out, I mean, I hate to always put it on one or two guys, but DJ Wagner is a key because of his physicality with the ball and his ability to get in the seams and drive it, and then that opens things up. So, again, if I'm a Razorback player, coaching staff, fan, you go, hey, be in attack mode. Put all the pressure on Vanderbilt to see if they can stop the downhill players for Arkansas. And if Arkansas does that, yeah, they're tough to defend.
John, always a great look at it, and we appreciate your calls of the game. We'll be watching tonight.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for making time for us.
You bet. You bet, guys. Chuck,
All
I'll
right.
see you at the game tonight.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sounds good. John Sundvold on the SEC Network. Always appreciate him stopping by, making time for us. I think he does a great job. And he'll be
He
on
really
the call
does.
tonight, and him and Chuck will have a hot dog prior to the game, over like a Sprite Zero. That's what they do. These guys, when they get together backstage. Chuck, tell us about the Fayetteville Auto Park and why they've been around for 25 years before we go to a break.
Well, because they take care of their customers. And I'm not just talking about in terms of when you walk on the lot and start looking for an automobile. I'm talking to the very end of the deal. And for them, that's not just when you drive away. Look, you're going to find an automobile you want. They've got a wide selection. They've got great brands, Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota, huge pre-owned selections. So you're going to find an automobile, and you're going to get a great deal. Those things are givens. But what happens after that is why you're going to keep coming back. You're going to find their service department second to none. It's award-winning. You're going to find that when you're in a spot and you've got to have your car serviced, they're going to have something for you to drive. That's a big deal, too. And there may be a time when you've got to get a ding fixed. And they've got an award-winning collision department as well. From start to finish, it is your one-stop automobile headquarters in Northwest Arkansas. Exit 67A, FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
By the way, last week we found out Chuck died on February 2nd. We found out during the middle of our show. This was according to AI, and ever since then we've been questioning when Chuck talks, is it really Chuck or is it some AI-generated Chuck?
It's a bot.
I've kind of settled in my heart that it's actually Chuck, although there is a little bit of doubt. But that's what happened with Chuck last week. Bart announced something to me this morning that happened with AI and me today. We will cover that next. It's really something. It's next. I know you can't wait. 8:46 on the Chuck and Bo Show. You'll have to. Back in a minute. I think you should look at yourself today in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me?
Okay, I will.
I'm not talking about you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, PRECIDENT. We'd love to help.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes,
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
When you're young, you want to party. You want to go party, you want to go have a good time. But you do get to a point in life where it's like, I do kind of like not having to deal with people.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been skeptical about these low T ads I hear, and I've actually been to one of those places before years ago when we did a show, and they wanted us to advertise, and I just kind of felt like, man, this is just a factory, and I'm not being really taken care of. But then I stopped by my friend Jeff Swetnam's office. He's been a doctor for a long time, Swetnam Cosmetic, SwetnamCosmetic.com. And I thought, okay, I'll check this out. And the attention to detail was totally different. And it's been a game changer for me. And it may be testosterone, it could be hormones, it could be a vitamin deficiency. There's all kind of things that could cause you not to feel like you once did. We get older, but even if you're not old, you could still have some deficiencies in some areas that could really make a difference in you. And what we don't realize is we're self-medicating all the time with energy drinks, caffeine, all kinds of other things. You can fix these issues. Just get a free evaluation and see if it's right for you, if it works for you. It's free. That's the Sweatnum Edge we talk about. Go to SweatnumCosmetic.com, click on the Sweatnum Edge, or you can Google the Sweatnum Edge. It'll take you right to the page. You don't have to squeak by anymore. You can feel better. Now, even feeling better and performing better, I don't know if that can. In fact, I'm quite certain it can't lead to what Bart came up with on AI about me, Chuck. This is ridiculous. Last week
I didn't
you
come
died.
up. I didn't come up with it. AI came up with it.
Last week you died. Today AI gave Bart this. Now it's slightly different in the way it came about, but go ahead.
Yeah. So ever since we discovered that Chuck passed away via AI, we've been asking.
Also, it was right after we discovered that Chuck was your dad.
Yeah.
And today's National Sons Day, and we haven't covered that yet. But Chuck, if you want to wish your son a happy Sons Day, there it is.
Yeah.
Just say it. Well, son, happy day.
Presents in the mail, Bart. Happy day, son.
Thank you, Chuck.
Your check is in the mail.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right.
So ever since then, every day we've been asking Twitter's AI for what we should talk about on the show. See what it tells us. And today, one of the things that it spit out was Bo's hidden dunking skills. Apparently, Bo can dunk.
Why would anybody keep that a secret?
I don't know.
Why would anybody have a hidden dunking skill? I'd put that on Instagram every day.
Based on the fact that AI has me dead and Bo able to dunk, that's not a real resounding endorsement of AI.
Yeah, bad track
We're
record.
turning to AI to write corporate presentations for us.
That's
I'm dead and Bo can dunk.
That's
So,
a fan. That's a fan turned into a media site right there. AI generated, AI driven.
That's it.
By the way, it is National Sons Day, so I'd like to wish my sons Ty, Peyton, and King a happy Sons Day, and that's all you're getting.
I think that's fair.
And happy Sons Day to you, Bart, and Chuck. Hey, have a great call tonight, Chuck.
Thank you.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience.
Thank you,
Seamless
boys.
gutters
Have a
made
good
on
day.
site, trenching and French drains.
See you,
Plus,
Chuck.
they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee.